Today's Cowboys report is made possible by Roan. Get 20% off when you go to roan.com/chatsports and use promo code chatsports. We will get to some overreactions from the Cowboys' blowout win over the Commies, but first, the latest on Shaq Leonard. The Cowboys, at least at some level, do have real interest in adding the former Colts linebacker. Dallas is a logical destination for him. They have been banged up at linebacker. And with him clearing waivers, what you are in now is the recruitment stage. Historically speaking, when the money does not matter, which it does not for Shaq Leonard, he's not going to get enough to justify it. You know what he would have made from the Colts? The Cowboys are a good recruiting team. He'll take some time to decide, but I think this is less about come to Dallas, we're going to win games, and more of, come to Dallas, we'll give you playing time to earn more money in the future. I'll explain what I mean more in depth in a little bit. Jerry Jones did confirm today the Cowboys have talked about him. David Moore, who gets some good info from the Jones boys, I'll put it that way, says Cowboys kicking the tires on Darius Leonard, goes by Shaq now, Shaquille, wouldn't characterize it as aggressively pursuing at this point. Now, we will run through what you need to know on Shaq Leonard, kind of more overview stuff here in a little bit. We did go in depth, almost 10 minutes, on the Shaq Leonard Cowboys conversation earlier this week. I'll link this video in the comment section and the description of today's show. We broke it down fairly in depth, so make sure you're subbed so you don't miss out on the future videos. Plus, if they sign them, we'll break it down for you, of course. Dallas has some linebacker holes, though. They have Damone Clark, they have Marquise Bell, they have Rashaan Evans. That's kind of it. Tyrus Wheat, who did leave the game today with an injury, don't know the full details as of filming right now, can play defensive end and can play linebacker. The issue you run into here is this version of Shaq Leonard is not the guy we saw at the start of his career, when he was a multi-time Pro Bowler, a multi-time All-Pro, and a stat sheet stuffer. In the most positive context, you can use that phrase: tackles, TFLs, sacks, PBUs, forced fumbles, INTs. All of those stat plays he had. He didn't have them this season. 2 TFLs. That is it. You can go watch the Patriots tape, and guys, I watched it. It's bad. He's getting blown off the ball. He's taking bad angles. The Colts, as we'll get into, did not trust him on third downs. Although, we're talking Shaq Leonard at $18 million a year or Shaq Leonard at the vet minimum. Those are two very different conversations. That's why I'm interested in adding him to help fill out my linebacker depth. So do you want to sign Shaq Leonard? It's the pinned comment on today's show. Y for yes and for no in the comment section. Now, Leonard will say, and he said it before publicly, his play has not declined. It has, though. The missed tackles are up. You can use PFF as a data point. Not the end-all, be-all, but I think the film kind of bears this out, too. It's down as well. It was never below 72 in his PFF grades previously. Well, now he's barely above 60. That's it's better than Rashaan Evans entering the Thanksgiving game, but not exactly great either. The biggest roadblock here, it's not the money. It's not having him, take Evans' snaps. I am down for all of that. It's convincing Leonard to most likely do a similar role in Dallas that he did not like in Indy. Leonard played 15.6% of the Colts' third down snaps this year, a fraction of them, and no plays longer than 2 yards on third down since week 6. They did not trust him in that role. I'm not going to pull Marquise Bellfield on third downs. I'm going to keep using my safeties on third downs on my nickel corner over Darius Leonard. So finding those snaps for him, it might not exist in Dallas. Now, if it's not offered anywhere else, then Dallas makes some strong sense. But I think Dallas should have interest. I think they will have interest. I am down to sign him, but I'm also not going to make my team potentially worse by sitting better players just so I can sign Leonard in mid-November. I should say late November. So we'll see what happens. We'll have you guys covered. Today's show is made possible by Roan. I am rocking one of their commuter collection polos. It's not just polos that they offer. It's dress shirts, quarter zips, pants, and more. You never have to worry about what to wear with the Roan commuter collection. 4-way stretch fabric gives you breathability and flexibility to leave you free to enjoy whatever life ends up throwing your way. You can feel confident without the hassle with their wrinkle release technology. They disappear as you stretch and wear your products. It really is that simple. The commuter collection can get you through any workday and straight into whatever comes next. Head to roan.com/chatsports and use promo code chatsports to get 20% off your entire order. That's RHONE.com/chatsports and use code chatsports for 20% off your order. Find your corner office comfort and upgrade your closet with the link and the promo code in the comment section and description of today's show. Back half of today's show, some Cowboys Commanders overreactions. And boy, what a game that one was. Overreaction number 1, Daron Bland for Defensive Player of the Year. This is not an overreaction. Daron Bland has been unbelievably good. He has a record-setting, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 pick sixes this season. Guys and girls, it is November. That is unbelievable. At minimum, Daron Bland needs to be in the DPOY conversation. The reason why he's not is because he was a day 3 pick. If Daron Bland was named Sauce Gardner, he would be among the betting favorites. But he was not a first-round pick. The hype is not there. Despite what we all see with our eyes, he has played lights out this season. In the end, if you want to give it to Myles Garrett because that Browns defense is carrying a terrible offense, okay. You know what? I get it. That is fine. But we should have the Daron Bland when we're going through DPOY candidates. Bland has to be in there. No one has had more pick sixes in one season than Daron Bland. Again, it is November. If Daron Bland is not an all-pro, I'm going to riot. I will burn down the NFL headquarters. The voters don't watch games anyway. We know that. They watch their team's games. They don't watch the rest of the games. They saw Daron Bland in the national game today. Now they know. Daron Bland has been unbelievably good this season. I almost went 1 for yes, 1 for no, or 1 for yes, 2 for no, but I'll leave it up to democracy here. Should Daron Bland be in the NFL Defensive Player of the Year race? 1 for yes and 2 for no. Overreaction number 2. How about Dak Prescott in the NFL MVP race? The haters and losers are in shambles, but this is not an overreaction. Dak Prescott has been stupid good this season. He has been awesome. This is some of the best play I've seen from Dak, period. Since the bye, when the Cowboys changed their offense, again, just in that sample size, not saying he's the best quarterback in the NFL, but just those games only, no one's been better. Nobody. This season, 70% completion rate, almost to 3,000 yards now, 150 plus yards on the ground, 25 TDs, 6 interceptions. Again, you take away the name, you take away the team. Who's outplaying Dak this year? It's a very small list of arguable players. Now, the reality is that the MVP award goes to a great team. And if Dallas does not beat Philadelphia for the NFC East, he's probably not going to win. And I acknowledge the reality of the conversation the same way I acknowledge Eli Manning's not an actual MVP or an actual Hall of Famer, but he won 2 Super Bowls, so he's going to get in. I acknowledge that as the reality. But Dak should be in the MVP race. Do you agree? Yes or no? It's A for yes, B for no. Sound off for me in the comments section right now. The haters and losers, of which there are many of Dak Prescott, including some who claim to be Cowboys fans, are furious right now because they're watching Dak and go, oh my God, he's playing incredible football. Now they'll spin it, oh, it's bad teams. Okay. Other teams play bad teams too. No one does what Dak does. The whole turnover thing was a fucking joke. I will not apologize for my language at all. He's had one bad year of turnovers, which were not his fault. You're seeing other QBs deal with it now, and now the narrative changes suddenly. It's a joke. Deal with it, you losers. Dak is playing great football. You have to accept it. I'm not saying he's better than Mahomes. I'm not going to get out that far over my skis and be ridiculous. But this season, there are very few quarterbacks who have been better than Dak Prescott. A long season to go. This could change. But as we sit on November 24th, yeah, he should be at least in that conversation. Now, we will have more Cowboys videos for you guys every single day right here on the channel. So please make sure you are subscribed. YouTube.com/Cowboys TV. One more overreaction. The run game's fixed. It's a slight overreaction. You did run the ball pretty well today. That said, again, I'm not afraid to admit it. The Commanders are bad. They're not a good football team. But you did have Tony Pollard go 13 for 79, 6.1 yards per carry. They've made changes to this offense. They've changed their run game designs. They've taken some of those Shanahan concepts, those inside zone toss plays, you know what I'm talking about? The stretch plays. I said all week, get to the edge, get to the edge, get to the outside. Said it for months, frankly, and they did it today. I'm happy. Still some room to grow. It'll be more challenging against better opponents, but you won by 35. It'll be the largest win all week long. I'm excited. We'll have more videos for you guys in the future. Make sure you are subscribed.